Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Friday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Tomorrow, we'll have the biggest cycling event on the calendar. We call it a 3FM Tour du Ghana. And our cyclists are ready. We want to say thank you to our sponsors, DHL, Flora Tissues, Top Choco, Bills Microfinance, Decathlon, Verna Mineral Water, and our technical partners, the Ghana Cycling Federation. If you haven't already registered, maybe there's a last line for you to get in there. Just get ready for tomorrow. If you're a single rider, it's 150 Ghana cedis. If you're a group of 10 riders, is 100 cedis for all of you, and you stand a chance of winning up to 100,000 in prizes. And guess what? You also get some insurance, so that in case of any eventuality, you are properly sorted out. But I'd like to take you to last year. Last year, we went to the central region. In fact, we did a turn at Elmina and came back to the central region. So I want to share with you a bit of the excitement from last year. Tour du Ghana has also been to the Volta region. We've been to Akosombo. Now we're going to the eastern region. We're going to Imprise. So take a look at what happened last year. A bit of it. It's going to be... And last year, that was it. But show me the roadmap for tomorrow. We're getting ready for it. The roadmap for tomorrow, it's going to be exciting. If you are not part of this, then you're going to lose gas. So we start from TV3 premises, Kanda. Then we'll go through the Ebri Mountains, the cozy area. Then we'll go through Nsawam. Then we'll go through Sohum. Then we'll go to Nkoko. Then we'll go through Atibie. And then we enter Imprise, where the finish point is. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Bloom Medical Services are going to be doing free health screening testing in the heart of our people. NLA, good causes, it's a part of it. Verna, Top Choco, Bills Microfinance, DHL, Malta Guinness, and Decathlon. Thank you very much indeed. Flora Tissues as well. We are very grateful. Top Choco, Bills, yes, and everybody who has been part of this, the Ghana Cycling Federation, thank you so much for being a worthy partner in this. So this is what is going to happen tomorrow morning. If you join us here very early in the morning by 6 a.m., we're getting ready to start off from TV3. We'll go through the Ebri Mountains. We'll go through Nsawam. We'll go through Sohum, Atibie. Then we'll go through Nkoko, and then we will land at Imprise, which is the final point. Now, guess what? We have Nigerian cyclists who have come in their numbers and they are ready in time. They say they want to take it. But I know my Ghanaian people too. They too, they know they carry last. So tomorrow we will judge who actually, wins and gets the handsome prizes and the bragging rights as well. Yesterday I had two sets of conversations with, and I didn't choose them, as if by original design, two senior citizens. And they seemed very worried about what is happening at Kaswa. Each time it rains, we try and make a joke out of it. But it is a disaster waiting to happen. If you talk to the experts, they say it is a disaster waiting to happen, and that we must not wait for the disaster to happen first before we get in there to solve the problems and for photo opportunities and the rest. They said that it is a disaster waiting to happen, because if you have your home on top of a hill And every time it rains, you get some sand come onto the main road. And then somebody comes to scoop it away. And every time there's a heavy rain, it comes down. It means that your building is being dug under bit by bit. And the people who live up there, they have complained that, look, there's a problem around a certain area on that stretch. And mind you, that is our major stretch going towards Winneba, going towards Cape Coast, going towards Takrady, going towards Axim. That's a major road. A very, very major road. If you don't mind, then you can go through the Brie area all the way, but that's quite a distance. So that is a very important road. How is it that we have all the engineers here? How is it that we have NADMO? How is it that we have LUSPA? We have we don't lack any of the structures. And that's why the senior citizens, they were not happy. They complained. They said, it looks like we're joking with this. Each time it happens, we make a joke out of it. And we say, oh, Kaswa, it's an island, it will flood, blah, 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 blah. And then we leave it there. And then you find people's vehicles trapped in the water. Some had to park. My own Janet Kwesin here, who works with us, was it Monday or when did it rain? She went home at 1 a.m. She got home at 1 a.m. from work, just being stuck in traffic, and it was a hopeless situation. But this morning you have engineers and all those big men, they take their bath and they go to work. And I learned with shock that there's a construction firm that is taking care of some projects along those stretch. The operations manager of the construction firm is also the NADMO coordinator for the area. I said to Mr. Hackman, I said, what kind of beautiful conflict of interest is this? He's the NADMO director. If anything happens, he is the one who will be called out. If anything happens, he is the one who will be called to say, boss, come and help us. We your people who live in Kaswa, we are in trouble. But he is also the, the NADMO coordinator for the area and his operations manager. His operations manager, the operations director for NAG Fairmont Company Limited, and the district director for NADMO, Goboa East. So he has two portfolios, one for the state and one from a private entity. And when the state has issues, he will come and fix it. So if he decides not to fix the issues, then his company, which is director of operations, will come. And yesterday I was watching him on one of the networks. I said, really? Do we understand what's going on? Pause. When you get to Stephen, pause. Let's read some of the messages. Let's read some of the messages. Stephen Enti says his family has been trapped. And Stephen Enti used to work with us. He said his family has been trapped. Members of my family have been trapped in traffic for over 6 hours from La Paz to West Hills, and they are not even close to Palace Mall. They are not close. And you know, Stephen is worried. Then Gabriela Tete is also a member of the NDC. She lives in the area. She said, look, everybody is complaining. Everybody is complaining. And we are all watching. And these days, it's surprising because when you talk about issues that affect our nation, there are those who come and say, oh, you want a certain regime change. You talk about the price of a loaf of bread, and you say, oh, if I work for a full day, the minimum wage in this country cannot afford to buy a loaf of bread. They say, shut up. You are pushing for a regime change. This morning, fuel prices will go up. And it doesn't matter whether you are NDC or MPP or CPP or whatever it is. When you go and buy the fuel, you feel it. When you talk about it, they say, oh, because you are interested in a regime change, shut up. You talk about lights that are going off and people's businesses that are collapsing, they say, shut up. You talk about inflation, you talk about cost of living, you talk about lending rates, you talk about interest rates, they say shut up. You talk about the falling city, they say shut up. You talk about bad roads, they say shut up. But interestingly, those same set of people, including some of them who are serving in government, who have appointments today, together with their spouses and together with their family and friends, they were the ones who were asking those same questions a few years ago. And all of us tagged along. While they were asking the questions, did they have Ghana in their minds, or it was just for a regime change? I think it's a question that they must also ask themselves. Because they have not proven to be competent. Once upon a time, a senior member of this government shouted that, hey, dollar is now 4.5. Hey, today, what is the dollar to the cedi or cedi to the dollar? How much is it? So when you ask the questions, they say, oh, shut up, because you have a regime change agenda. But everybody is complaining, including even the rich, including those who give employment to others. They are all, everybody is complaining. Everybody is complaining. And why do we think that, oh, it's a regime change agenda? Because you promised to do better. And the question is, why would you even think that it's a regime change agenda if you think that the regime has done perfectly well? It's another question that they must answer. So question number one, in the past, when you were speaking up and you were busy demonstrating, today, when you want to go on a Doom Summer Stop demonstration, they'll tell you this is a security zone. The common sense question to ask was, when we had Occupy Flagstaff House, again led by very prominent people in this government in the past, who then presented themselves to us as neutrals. When they had those demonstrations and they marched straight to the Flagstaff House, and they were even granted access to go in there to present a petition, was the Flagstaff House not a security zone? Today, when people want to demonstrate, they keep them miles away by the same police establishment. If the truth is there, go onto YouTube, go and look for Occupy Flagstaff House. Watch the demonstration. It rained. They had a face-off with the police. Prominent people, they are there. They know themselves. Today, some of them, they meet you and they are ashamed. But when you speak, they say, oh, do not speak about the things that we spoke about, we complained bitterly about back then, because you have a regime change agenda. And I asked the question, when they were speaking about those things, did they also have a regime change agenda? It's a question that they must ask their conscience, and their conscience must let them know whether they are really being truthful and helpful to all of us. Demonstrations have been held in this country. Demonstrations have been held in this country. The police then did not know what a security zone is or was. Today, the police knows every corner and every day, quickly demarcate and say it's a security zone. The Bank of Ghana area is a security zone. But behind the Bank of Ghana is the Mokola Market. Opposite the Bank of Ghana is a lorry park, a trotro station. Next to it is a secondary school. Security zone. And the people are watching. And the people are analyzing the motives behind some of the things that are happening. Pull the petition that Lawyer Martin Kpebu, Domelevo, Professor Jampo, they had. They are asking questions. And this week we have been so busy leaving the major things and focusing on, oh, somebody says I am not this, I am not that, and we are focusing on that. This is a petition. They are petitioning Parliament for Parliament to probe into Iyoko's failure to investigate the money laundering allegations against Cecilia Abena-Dapaah, Article 103 of the Constitution 1992 and Standing Orders of Parliament. And this is what they have written, because they still cannot understand how Iyoko and the Attorney General's office and the OSP's office and the police CID put together, all four of them, plus the FBI, have not been able to solve this conundrum. They're asking the questions. They are asking the questions, and I've said before that when Madam Tiwa Adodankwa was at the CID headquarters, and this is a matter of fact, there was a senior police officer, a senior immigration officer, who sold a piece of land that he owed. The money fell into the account. I think 175,000 or so, if my memory serves me right. Without anybody making a report. The CID boss at the time moved in to investigate and to invite the man and to ask him where he got the money from. Rightly so. Nobody has reported. Rightly so. So today, why are we being told now that, oh, we cannot investigate and all those? It just doesn't add up. And I say, the younger citizens of this country, they are learning and watching. Oh, so if I get money, I should keep it at home. I should not take it to the bank. I can keep foreign currency at home in whatever quantity I want so that my CD continues to become weak. Then I will have Anwamu analysis to explain how I got the money and how I got the money put together over 20 years. And then me, myself, I'll be part of the cabinet that says that when you get money, take it to the bank. We are running a cashless system. We are trying to digitalize. And then when it happens and I say, oh, I have resigned, my boss will write a letter to say, I have confidence in you that you come out and skate. And then all of these things are happening. What are we actually teaching the next generation and the younger generation? Nobody's imputing crime. We say investigate and tell us what it is that you found or did not find. Finish. The Office of the Attorney General, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, and then the FBI and Police CID, I say all of them, they came together. They couldn't solve the puzzle. So now I'm even wondering whether or not Parliament will be interested, because Parliament is also another kettle of fish. Parliament has done probes in this country. Probes that have been televised for everybody to watch. People have even formed their opinions on those probes. Parliament still is behaving like the presidency, and they have not released those reports to the citizenry. The recent one is the Kokonsa police tape, involving Mr. Bugri Nabu, DCOP, COP Alex Mensah, and the superintendents Asari and JB against Dampari, IGP. That's a recent one. You remember the Kweku Ajima Menu saga, former health minister, the Sputnik v Chobo issue? You remember that? Parliament has done probes in this country. When it gets to the point where they have to bring the report and make a conclusion and tell the people that this is what we have investigated, this is what you asked for. Because we spent state resources to do the live coverage. I work in the media house, so I appreciate how much goes into taking an OB van to a location outside your station every single day and putting the content on both radio and TV live coverage. It is expensive. And we spend state resources to do that, trying to say we are nipping corruption in the bud and we are nipping all manner of ills of society in the bud, but Parliament does not give us the response. So when Professor Jampo, Domelovo, Martin Pebu, Adam Bona, Dr. Kwada, when they have written this petition and they have some more people signing on to the petition, I ask myself, do they trust Parliament to give them the results they are looking for? Or Parliament will organize another TV show up, people will ask the questions, and then when it comes to releasing the report, soldiers broke into Parliament. They stormed the floor of Parliament. Soldiers stormed the floor of Parliament. They did. I am informed that the colonel is now a brigadier general. That storming of Parliament was when Speaker Bagbin was being elected. Have we gotten the conclusion of the matter from Parliament itself? Parliament was attacked. They were under attack. We have how many months to end the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic, to usher in the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic? Has Parliament itself been interested in it? to say, I want to bring conclusion to this matter. So I'm saying that, yes, Professor Jampo and the rest, they have written, they have done well. But the institution they are writing to, they have not done right by us. Because we all can't be in parliament. That's why we have 275 of them, and we give them a whole parliamentary service. They have everything, from accountants to auditors to this, to that, to that. They have everything put together. So when we give them work to do, and then they don't do the work, and yet we give them the car loans and we take care of them, even though they are not satisfied with how much we take care of them, we should be asking them questions too. And this is not an attack, it's a question that there's evidence to prove that we have had public probes, bipartisan public probe. Questions have been asked, answers were given, admissions were made. It is a matter of record. If you go to Parliament, the Hazard Department, you will be giving those documents if you make the right request and they grant it. So where are the answers? And will we get answers for what the professors and the doctors are asking for? It's a very simple thing I've said this morning. Have a good morning. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.